Hey everyone, we're just going to give it a couple minutes so people can start funneling in. Hey, how's it going everyone? TJ, Suresh, how you guys doing?
Hi, Jen. Hi, Suresh. Hi, community.
Hi guys.
Wassel, you want to request to speak, my friend? There you go.
I think we give it another minute and then we'll go ahead and kick it off.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey guys, you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. Do you guys use your phone, by the way, or do you use your laptop?
I use my phone for spaces.
Yeah, in order to request to speak, you have to be on mobile, which I think is really interesting. I'm curious to see if Twitter will have an integration where they'll enable the desktop version of Spaces.
I mean, I
Yeah,
think if they want spaces to be widely accessible and used more, they're going to have to do that eventually.
yeah, I agree. I always use it on my phone, but like very often I get a phone call while I'm talking. So I tried right now for the first time on my laptop and it didn't let me request a speaker. So I just switched over to my phone.
Yeah, it only lets you listen on the computer. They're going to have to optimize that.
I normally turn my phone on do not disturb mode when I'm in Spaces.
All
That's a
right.
good move.
I just did that. Let's
I'm
go.
going to do that too.
Let's go. All the Spaces tricks and tips, guys.
Love it.
Let's see. Awesome. It looks like we have about 250 people. I think we can go ahead and get started. Before we actually get started, Suresh, shall I give you the floor?
Yeah, thanks, Jan. Hi guys. So, how are you doing? For the last 1 week, everybody is pretty excited about what is going on, waiting for the V2, and even we are also actually waiting. When do we launch the V2? I mean, because there are no timelines. I mean, nothing is said like this is the time. As you guys know, that we have been waiting for the Certik audit, and the good news is that today we got our preliminary report. And compared to V1 had like 13 issues, out of which 3 are critical, 3 are major. That's what they mentioned at the time. And now with this report, we have got like 0 critical, 1 major, and others are like minor. Like we have got around 8 issues so far, I mean total. And even that major issue is something each and every contract has, like the owner has certain kind of functionalities, privileges for the owner. So that is pretty common. And for that reason, we have built our own where we can actually put the contract so that community can control it. So that is really not an issue for us. So even though it will be there in the report, we are going to acknowledge it. We're going to respond back saying that this is what the our own is and this is how we use it. So everything will be in the final report. And out of the minor issues, at least 4 of them, we are acknowledging and fixing them. So, and there are a couple of issues which they did not understand. So we had to give them explanation like what is that functionality, what we are using. And the main thing is, if you guys know, the V1 contract is all about reflections plus buyback and burn, which we introduced. And coming to V2, we are completely getting rid of the reflections from the contract, which means we're not leaving the code in the contract and making it as 0% reflections. We are completely got rid of the entire code part. So which means if anybody wants to use this contract as it is and they want to have the reflections, they cannot. They have to write a new contract again. They have to introduce that. So which means our contract will be first of its kind with a unique functionality, which is only buyback and staking. So we don't have reflections, we don't have auto liquidity, we just have buyback and staking. This is the new protocol the Rise V2 will be following. And the main thing is now we got the audit report. Now we can actually plan the things. When do we launch the V2? When do we start the migration staking? We have mentioned that we'll be launching V2 in mid Q4, but people have taken it in such a way that they literally took the date of mid Q4 as November 15th and started talking about mid November. But unfortunately, we cannot really pinpoint one single date. That is the reason we said mid Q4. Even we want to do it November 15th, but things are not in our hands. Sometimes we have to wait for the other things to finish off. So audit report took some extra time because of this entirely new contract. So now we have to plan, and we'll be launching the V2 on November 29th. So which is still mid Q, and we don't want to rush the things. At the same time, we don't want to prolong this V2 launch. We have everything ready in the sense like we have the contract ready, we have the staking contract, everything is actually ready with us. But the only thing what we are missing right now is letting the information out to the public. So now there are so many new investors coming into the project, like for the last 1 week, they might not be aware of V2 launch, or like we need to give enough time for everybody to understand what we are doing, what is this V2, why are we doing it. So they might not be knowing that we are launching on each side. They might not knowing we're launching on the poly side. So we need to spread the word that when we launch the V2, that will be live on BSC, ETH, Poly at the same time, which means what are the time we fix. For now, we are thinking about 6 p.m. Eastern time or like 11 p.m. UTC on 29th November. Everything will be live at the same time. So this is the first token where we are launching on multiple chains at the same time. And we'll actually plan all the migration, staking, everything beforehand, before 1 week. I mean, what are the entire schedule will be released after the AMA or during the AMA, like we'll be giving out the instructions. We'll prepare all the instructional videos, how to migrate or how to stake. So yeah, I mean, we have got pretty interesting aspects with respect to marketing. I think Jen or TJ, they will cover everything as part of the AMA. But from my side, we are actually pretty good for the V2 launch. Now the only thing is, how do we communicate this entire thing, the migration or the launch to the public? So for that reason, we need to take a little bit of extra time. So we'll get the entire schedule. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, this is like first time we're doing any project is doing this kind of launch. So, and also when we launch, we'll have the equal liquidity across all the chains, and we'll have the bridge available. So we have to see how it goes. Like, I mean, super excited. Now everything is because there are no issues with the contract. Anything which or like worrisome, like where we need to fix immediately, because everything is pretty minor issues, like one line change kind of things. So everything is, I'm happy that we are on the right path and we planned it perfectly for the launch. What do you think, TJ? or Jen, Vasu?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our biggest thing here that we stress is we don't want to rush anything ever. We always take extra steps and we take precautions when we do launch something because you only get one first impression and we want to make sure we do everything right. So obviously waiting, an extra few days is critical moving forward to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And the dev team is working hard behind the scenes, getting everything ready, and we're just super excited.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
just want to. Sorry, Lasso, go ahead.
you first. I'll come in after you.
I was just going to say, and I wanted to add on to everything that TJ said, but also to just call out Suresh and our entire development team. What they're building is incredible. What we are doing with going to 3 chains with equal liquidity pools, like we are moving a ton of money across chains, and the way that we're structuring it and the time that we're taking to make sure that we're executing this correctly and that we're transparent with the community every step of the way is something that is not only important to the core team and the staff, but it's important to us that you guys all know that this process is one that is incredibly exciting. It's also one that has a lot of moving parts to it. And I just wanted to take this moment to really commend Suresh and the development team with everything that they're building in order to make sure this migration goes smoothly.
Man, you kind of said what I was gonna say. But I'll add a couple more notes. So I I'm not the most technical on the team, right? I have a very good understanding of how blockchain works. I can read contracts and understand functions, but I can't write code. Um, but I did get some like amazing feedback from Larry Lundy from Certik. Some of you may know him. He's popped into our Telegram a couple of times and he explained why there was a bit of a delay. He said this was a contract literally first of its type. They have a protocol where they'll take a contract first and they'll just run it through their system to see if there's anything similar to it. And he said there was nothing. So they spent a little bit of extra time going through our contract in detail. And I've gotten to see the preliminary report. And just like Suresh said, I'm looking at it right now. There was zero critical. There's your one standard major of like whoever owns the smart contract has a lot of control. So obviously, like Suresh said, we'll reply to that with Everown and an explanation of what Everown is and how it works. We have zero medium concerns. We have 3 minor concerns, 2 informational concerns, and 2 discussion items. The feedback that I got from Larry was that this was a very impressively written contract, and he sees it as being something that would be difficult to fork. And he said it's because our staking dApp is a independent part of this contract, which for me was so like nice to hear. Obviously we've been flattered by people forking our v1 contract, hundreds or thousands of times or whatever the number is, but it's there's a certain like nice feeling that comes with a compliment of this is something we haven't seen before, and by the way, good job with the staking dApp. Like, it's going to be difficult for other projects to fork. So I really wanted to share that feedback. Certik carries a big name within this space. Um, as Suresh said, we're going to be addressing all of these comments. Everyone will be able to see once the final report is issued. I'm sure Larry will drop it in our Telegram, and obviously it'll be available on the Certik website. But I'm very excited, like very very excited about the contract. That was the one thing that I really wanted to look at and see, what the remarks are, and they were like overwhelmingly positive and reassuring. So for me now, similar to what Suresh said, it's very important that we do things, timely. We make sure we have a good plan for our launch. I have this thing I say to the team often. It's that I don't like rushing. No one likes rushing. I know crypto one day is like a week, or a week is like a couple of months, especially in a bull run. But it is imperative for us to continue moving in the path we are, thinking of every possible scenario and launching timely to ensure that we have a very successful launch. We're able to get good engagement on all of the chains, visibility from exchanges, and really introduce ourselves, or let me rephrase, reintroduce ourselves to these networks after a successful launch. So, Suresh, big props to you, big props to Ben, and definitely a lot of respect to Certik and the team for helping us out with this.
Well said. Very well said. So, I mean, we're 15 minutes into the AMA now. So, without further ado, I think we open the floor to some questions. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
All right, amazing. So, good boy, I see you have your hand raised. The floor is yours. And I see a bunch of other hands being raised right now, so we will answer those. Good boy, you're good to go. You might have to unmute your mic in the bottom left-hand corner.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you? Hope you're
Very
good.
good, thank you.
I actually, sorry about, I got a little cold, so I probably won't sound the best, but I just want to say that this project is something that we should all take really seriously. Like, I feel like Suresh and the whole team, you guys are like, the Avengers, man. Like you're actually doing this, you know. You actually really you took something that was almost dead. Like the whole BSC space was like full of rug pools and stuff like that, and you guys just came through and you've elevated the whole space, and now everybody can be a part of it. And I just want to say that I'm proud to be part of this team, man. Like I'm really proud to be part of this team, and I really want everybody to like take part. When it comes to staking, I really hope that people actually give it a chance. Like when V2 opens and staking is open and we are able to stake our tokens, I hope that we all participate. Like I hope that we all take this as a long run project. Like we don't just say, okay, I made my money, let me dump and go. Like I feel like this has prospect. And just yesterday I was thinking about how the RISE team has really grown from just like DeFi security to bridging and all that. And I believe it doesn't end here. I think that there's a lot more utility and a lot more that the whole team has to offer. And I feel like we should all be involved. Like we should all be a part of it. Like I really want to ride this wave to the end, man, to the future. Like it doesn't really have like an end or something. Like I'm talking about future wise. I really feel like it has a lot of prospects. So we should all be involved. And that's all I have to say. Have a good evening. Thank you.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And I can say on behalf of the whole team that we all feel the same way. We're grateful to the community. We're grateful to everybody that feels the same way that you do. And our biggest ask of the community, well, obviously the core team is doing a ton of work behind the scenes, but I mean, front and center, you guys are shilling like crazy. You know, anytime we refresh our EverRise mentions on Twitter, it's just a whole new set. I mean, I could sit there and pull down my phone screen and then it's a whole new set of mentions and pull it down again and it's a whole new set of mentions. So I mean, kudos to the community because at the end of the day, there's nothing stronger than word of mouth. I mean, you can do
That's
any
right.
type of marketing in the world, but word of mouth and genuine connection to something speaks
Yeah.
volumes in relation to anything else. So we're grateful to the community for believing in our vision here at EverRise, and we thank you guys for keeping us on the map all this time. Obviously, we were sitting pretty steady at around 20 million for a while. You know, that didn't discourage anybody. Everyone stuck around. Everybody kept shilling, and you know, everyone got rewarded for it, and we have tons of things coming. Obviously, all the dApps we have announced right now are in the works, but I mean, we have a development team of all stars led by Suresh. So I mean, there's nothing we can't build, and he says it best: if we want something, we build it. and we've proven that time and time again, and we will continue to do that for years to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Absolutely.
TJ, I just want to add on to that point before we take the next question that, we have a whole slate of dApps that we're working on, but at a minimum, 4 of them will be live on 3 chains when we go to V2. So not only will
that's
we be
unheard of.
yeah,
That's crazy.
like isn't that kind of nuts? Like we're going to be launched across Ethereum.
That's super nuts, man. Like that's really crazy, man.
And
Crazy.
we're not even 6 months old. So imagine what we can
Unheard
do.
of, man.
Imagine what we can do with a V2 upgraded contract and all the opportunities in the crypto space for dApps. So
And
I mean,
it's
we're
phenomenal.
really looking forward to
It's
building.
phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Thanks a lot for your kind words. Appreciate it.
Yes, all the best, guys. All the best.
Appreciate that. Caps Lock, the floor is yours. As soon as you connect, feel free to ask a question to anybody on the team. Hey, Caps Lock.
Hey guys, sorry about that. I lost connection there. Forgive the background noise. I'm in the car. Quick question for Suresh. How has the recent reduction in the liquidity pool for available RISE tokens affected your projection and planning for developing these 3 different liquidity pools? Has it helped? Has it hindered your goal at all? Could you speak a little to that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, whatever the projections, what I planned, everything is like 100% changed. Now I have to rework on the things. I mean, it's not like it's bad thing, it's really a good thing. But at the same time, I have to rework on what will, even if I rework on right now, by the time we launch the V2, I don't know what will be the ratio. So I think I need to keep working on this until the last minute. So yeah, whatever it is happening, it's happening for good. That's for sure. So even if you have less tokens in the current liquidity pool, doesn't really matter for us because we'll be launching at the same price or higher. But so everything will be same. So the only thing is we'll just continue. We'll just stop the journey on the V1. We'll just continue from the same place in the V2. But for me, there'll be a little extra work. Like I need to continuously keep track of my calculations, what I need to put on.
Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Suresh, do you sleep?
I mean, I sleep. I don't know. I mean, my sleep timings are a little awkward in the sense like I don't know when I get sleep. I most probably like after 2 or 3 in the night only I go to sleep. Until that time, I just do the things. I mean, even at the time, I just keep thinking. I don't know when I'll fall asleep, but I just keep thinking when I go to sleep. So for me, yeah.
All I know is, so I'm on Pacific time. If I'm up early in the morning, Suresh is online. If I am up late at night, even close to like 11, 12, like midnight my time, Suresh is online. So I've always wondered if you slept.
Amazing. Thanks a lot for your question, Capstock. Appreciate it. We'll open the floor now to Derelict Life. Looks like he's still connecting. I might accept Joey as a speaker as well. Whoever connects first, feel free to ask a question, followed by the other. There you go. Joey, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Thank you for calling me up.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you very much.
I actually have 2 quick questions, or hopefully I can keep them quick, but they're both around the Kraken with V2. With new regulations coming out, is there any concern that the buyback function for the reward system could be considered a broker?
No. Main thing is if we are doing any kind of manual buyback or like in the current V1 where we are actually triggering it, there we are actually kind of the company or like the management, we are trying to handle some things. But with the V2, we are not going to involve in anything. Like it will be completely automatic buyback, and the contract takes care of it. I don't see any issues with respect to that because we are nowhere related to what is happening with the contract. Like it takes care of based on certain conditions.
Okay, and then with that, because it is automatic, that was my second question. Will the Kraken ownership be locked in EverOwn, but to the community in V2?
When we say Kraken is nothing but the contract. So there is nothing like Kraken ownership separate, but we have these buyback functionalities, whatever we have in the V1. Like the reason why we had is because we need to trigger it manually. But even in the future, we are still going to have the function of manual buyback that will be outside, but doesn't mean that we're going to use it, because the automatic buyback is the one what we're actually mainly aiming at. So yeah, I mean, it's like, we're not putting that in the EverOwn, but it doesn't mean that we're going to use it, because our automatic buyback will never stop. That is just an extra
Yeah,
safety what we have.
So like it's just there just in case for like bot protection or something.
Anything, yeah. Any emergency situations, we cannot just wait for like 24 hours. So it's just there like that. I mean, we do not want to remove it, but the entire buyback will be happening automatically.
Okay, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, Joey. Stark, will add you to the speaker list as soon as you connect. Floor is yours. Hey, Stark, how's it going? Stark, are you there? All right. Mr. Schiller, how's it going, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I just wanted to say that I'm a big supporter of EverRise. I've been in since the beginning, and I'm launching a project soon, and I'm going to be using all of your guys' services. I believe that EverRise is the future of the Binance Smart Chain and keeping things safe for everyone involved.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll coordinate offline about getting you on EverOwn and all that stuff. But I mean, we're expanding to more than the BSC now. ETH, Poly, who knows what else is coming. So thanks a lot for saying that, and I look forward to bringing you on board to EverOwn, my friend.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lord, I
Hey,
wanted
Stark.
to ask if you've got plans for gaming and play to earn services in the future. Like, if you have any plans for that.
So our focus right now is security, hands down, no question. The crypto space moves so quickly, so I don't want to say yes, I don't want to say no, but right now the answer is no, only because our main priority and our mission here is to bring awareness to how to keep investors safe in DeFi. So all our products at the moment are going to focus on security, and then if things kind of change in the future, we're not opposed to exploring any options, but EverRise is not a gaming company.
Much respect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Derelict, I'm going to try to add you as a speaker again.
Not sure if it connected this time.
You're good now. How's it going?
Good now. It's going great. Going great.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me up.
Our pleasure.
Yeah. Excited about the project just being a little different in the focus on security. I tried to spend some time looking for other projects that may be doing that, and I really can't find any. So I don't know if you all are unique to that space and that's why you chose it. But it seems like it's going to serve the community well down the road. So first off, I wanted to say that. So thanks for trying to do something different. secondarily, I'm trying to buy more, and I'm not buying huge chunks of it as of yet, maybe $1,000, $2,000 at a time. But is there any way around with Ethereum and these?
Sorry, I lost you there. I heard any way around Ethereum. I'm assuming you were going to say gas fees.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah, I mean, you're buying $1,000 or $2,000 and paying $300 in gas fees. It's a little it's a little discouraging, but
yeah. So I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about the
yeah,
high
no,
Ethereum gas fees as of
yep.
lately. They've been pretty wild. But I mean, what you can do if you do want to pay less gas, for example, is you can always opt to acquire some Rise on the Binance Smart Chain, as the fees are significantly lower.
Oh, so okay, so
You would do
Binance
that.
is a better way to go, like BNB.
Yeah, the fees are like a couple dollars as opposed to 300.
Oh wow,
A couple
okay.
dollars at most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at most.
I think I've literally seen
cents.
gas fees on BSC for 7 cents. It's
Yeah,
insane.
Jeez. All right, I didn't know it was that significant. Wow. All right.
huge difference. Yeah,
That's exactly what I was looking for right there.
there you go.
And Daryl, like there was one thing that you said at the beginning that I just wanted to add on to. I view EverRise as a blockchain solutions company that is bringing safety and security into the space. And,
Right.
you know, you were talking about looking for other projects that are also trying to tackle this. And maybe we went into this market because, you know, it's unsaturated. I just, you know, every single person on our team, every single person in this community, we're DeFi investors. We've been in the space. We've all suffered rug pulls. We've all suffered liquidity drains. We've all, I think, I won't say all, maybe most of us have, you know, been scammed out of money. And I think that's the real heart and spirit behind why we're doing this. Like every time I've talked to Suresh about it, it's like, how can we better protect investors? What can we do for the investors? It's all about making sure that you guys are protected and moving forward, you know, as we expand into these new chains, that we're able to kind of make the security protocols that we're creating a new standard in DeFi. Like I know a question that comes up a lot is like, where do you guys see EverRise in 5 years? And my answer has always been like, I see us being the security standard. I see us being a household name among like Certik, you know. And I just wanted to call that out because we didn't necessarily just do this because like, oh, no one else is doing this in the space. We're doing it because no one else is doing it in the space and it's needed, you know.
Definitely agreed. I mean, I've had my share of jumping into new projects and having exactly what you said happen. So it makes you a little cautious moving forward, and to have the security and knowledge that that can be avoided in the long term is definitely a great thing. And I talking to people about DeFi and even when it comes to Ethereum, Bitcoin, all that, people that just don't believe in what it is and the future of it, these crazy projects that come up and steal money basically, creates a problem within the whole crypto space. And if that can be fixed, then people gain confidence, and I think that's super important.
And that's what leads to mass adoption. I've been doing, some keyword research and analysis on, what are people who are looking into crypto, like people who are completely new to crypto, like what are they Googling? What are some of the terms that come up? And like the biggest one is crypto safe? And so then you take it a step further and you start talking about DeFi, and then, we see tokens doing massive rug pulls. And it's kind of like, I think until that solution is solved, it's going to be difficult for DeFi to have mass adoption. And so I see us being a catalyst and a part of that. Like, I really think what we're doing is going to shape the future of decentralized finance. So I know we have a ton of people who have questions, so I'll get off my soapbox, but I did just want to throw that on out
Yeah,
there.
thanks for letting me speak. And I've been pushing the project to people, and they're asking questions, and I'm trying to get answers. So I appreciate you all being so transparent and holding these spaces and answering questions. I think that shows to the integrity of the future of the product and or the project. I'm sorry, and super helpful. So thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And our biggest thing since day one was transparency. So you'll never lose that from our team. Stocks Cry, I'm adding you as a speaker.
While he's coming up, I'll add a comment. We said that EverRise can be bought using BNB. That's done on PancakeSwap for anyone that doesn't know. And then, of course, the gentleman asked about Ethereum, and that's on Uniswap. So if you were looking for lesser gas fees, you would go to PancakeSwap. Just know that it's different contract addresses. You can confirm the contract on our website or on our Telegram, but I would recommend going to the website.
Perfect. Thanks, Waso. Stocks, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Hey, real good. Just wanted to also add that you guys doing a really great job, and to actually tackle the rug pull situation is very is important, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. I don't know if the crypto community totally understands how important that is, because it's probably billions has been stolen from the investors over the years. And if you guys have a solution for that, I think that's going to be, amazing, really amazing. And I hope a lot of people catch on and realize that that's something that can be used to prevent that. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Jen said earlier, I think the majority of us at one point or another have fallen victim to some sort of lowlife who ends up walking away with your hard-earned money. And from the very beginning of launching Rise, I mean, we wanted to release EverOwn just to keep people safe, because we were all just disgusted and sick of seeing how many rug pulls there are and how many people are actually able to sleep at night after stealing people's money. I don't understand it, blows my mind, but that's what we're here for. We're here to keep everyone safe to the best of our abilities, and we're never going to stop.
I appreciate it. Tell me something. I wanted to add too. The fellow asked about low fees. There's extremely low fees on the exchange as well too. Like L Bank, the fees are extremely low, so folks may want to go that route. Because I know the gas fees are just crazy. So that another option is like the exchanges, central exchange. I know that some folks don't like the central exchange, but that's an option. And also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Stocks Crypto. I do just want to point something out. If you guys purchase Rise V1 on an exchange, you will need to move that Rise into a MetaMask or Trust wallet, some sort of decentralized wallet, so that way you'll be able to migrate your tokens to V2. Or you can sell on the exchange and repurchase back in, either via PancakeSwap. It's really up to you guys to do the research, look at the fees, and see what makes sense for you. So I just wanted to point that out, that if you are purchasing on an exchange, that you will need to move your tokens into a wallet in order to migrate to V2.
Oh, because that was my next question. I was gonna ask how you handle the migration on the exchange, but like you said, you got to move it off the exchange, put it in a wallet, and then migrate. Copy.
Yeah, it's a little tricky with the exchanges that we're currently listed on, as they listed us without really talking to us. They just bought Rise off the open market, made their own liquidity pools, and made it available. So
Got it. Okay, sounds good.
awesome. Great. Crypto Earn, I see you. Or Crypto Eagle, sorry. I see you. I see the hand emojis. Welcome aboard. The floor is yours.
Hello, guys. Good evening.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Great. Thank you so much.
Well. Thanks for unmuting. I have a few questions. My first question is, for example, if we get the okay from a top exchange, are we then code technically ready for it, for the listing?
Wasso, I'll let you take this one.
Yes.
Okay. And my next question is: are there any news with listings or
For exchanges?
about new exchanges? Yes.
Yeah. So, look, I always try and be very careful when I respond to this question. So I always respond with the exact truth, and that's we're talking to a handful of exchanges. Some of them are open to listing us on launch day. Others would like to see our bridges working and our contract live. Remember, V1 is not V2, right? V2, only a handful of eyes have seen. It's our development team and Certik. They're the only ones that have seen V2. So for these exchanges, many of them want to see our contract operational. So as you know, with V2, we're moving from a deflationary or a hyper deflationary token to a fixed supply. This will make it much easier to get listed on exchanges. But I'm going to say what I said earlier, that it is very important that we move forward timely and properly. Getting on an exchange is one of the most important things to me personally. From a business development perspective, it opens us up to new communities. It gives people in those exchange communities the ability to trade us at minimal fees. There's a lot of excitement about getting listed on exchanges. Very often there's a extremely positive market response. These are all things that we want, but we don't want it before we're ready. So I can tell you we're definitely not going to be ready while we're in V1. Once we're in V2, we'll be ready, and we will, make sure that we select exchanges who will support us. They'll help us market our project to their communities. They'll introduce us as exactly how we view ourselves, a project that is attempting to bring security and peace of mind to investors through our security products. So it's very dynamic. It's not a very linear decision. There's a lot of things that go into it. What is the cost? How much liquidity do we need to provide? Will they market us? Will their communities respond well to our types of projects? Some exchanges only respond well to meme tokens. Others will only respond well to serious projects. So I'm going into a lot of detail, but I want everyone to understand that there's a tremendous amount of thought that goes behind selecting an exchange, because it's something that is going to be a part of us moving forward forever. So V2 exchanges will come.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, for me, it was important to know if we are ready. For example, only for example, Binance says, okay, we want to list EverRise, and you answered my question with, okay, we are ready, code technically. There are no issues.
My friend, if Binance says we're ready for EverRise, we will go running. They haven't reached out to us yet. And like I said, we're continuing to prepare ourselves. And with the V2 launch, we will be prepared for any and all exchanges.
Okay. Thank you, Titan.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Can I say something else?
Yeah, of course.
Please, guys, the best way to buy rice is, in my opinion, over PancakeSwap.
I agree. In my opinion,
I guess that this is the best way. Otherwise, okay, it is good. Ethereum is good, but the best way is to buy on PancakeSwap. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Siad, the floor is yours.
See you. Good afternoon. Thanks, team.
Absolutely. Take care.
Hello? Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I was just wondering, so since you guys are launching V2 on November 29th, I remember hearing about the option for V1 holders to potentially stake earlier than V2 launch. Do you guys have any set plan for that? For when before the launch of V2?
Yes. So you will be able to start staking your tokens, your V2 tokens, on November 23rd. And that's also when we will release EverMigrate. So you'll have 6 days before V2 trading goes live.
Awesome, perfect. That's my only question. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Ziad.
Also, guys, if anyone has a question that they want to send via DM, I got a one or two already, so feel free to send, and in between downtime, I'll bring them up and answer.
Perfect. Lucid Eye, the floor is yours.
Yes, hello guys. Really excited to hear that we have a date for V2 now, so that's super good news. Question that I have is, will the capability to bridge between Ethereum to BNB be available on bridge launch day?
Oh, do you mean will EverBridge be live the day we launch V2 trading?
Yes.
Yes, it will be.
And not only to bridge between ETH-Rise and BNB Rise, but between native tokens, Ethereum and Binance tokens, BNB token.
That functionality is something that we're going to hold on to. We want to see how the bridge works first, being on all 3 chains. It's a feature that we're looking to bring after V2 goes live. So hang tight for that one.
Yeah. And the idea behind that is we want to make sure that everything works well with Rise. This isn't like a concern about does the bridge work with native tokens. This is more of like what I said earlier. We want to make sure we do things timely in the right order. And the right order is making sure that Rise works perfectly across all bridges. And then from there, we take it to the next step.
Okay, gotcha. And we've mentioned some potential big partnerships with larger size projects. Is the announcement of that dependent on the V2 launch, or is that independent and you were waiting to finalize those deals before you announce it?
I can comment on that a little bit. Jen, I think it's safe to say that one of the partnerships will be announced right at V2 launch. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. And the second partnership, we are like finalizing the details now. I would say that the second partnership, in my opinion, as someone who's like very involved in the back and forth, will be within like the first 5 to 7 days of after V2 launch. So one of them will be right at launch. Another one will be like within a week after. Possibly earlier, but I'm giving a conservative response now.
All right, very good. And my last question, I promise, is my last one. It's concerning the price on V2. If there's a difference between ETH side and BNB side, do you have a plan to how to consolidate the price?
We take the BSC side price, not the ETH side.
Okay, that's what I thought. Perfect. Thanks.
Awesome. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Ezekiel, I'm going to open the floor to you. Wasso, if you have a DM question, maybe we take it in the meantime.
All right, I'm unmuting. Sorry, and let's see. There's a bunch. Suresh, this question's for you. How will we be handling the current circulating supply versus the V2 supply? Will the supply differ?
We have already mentioned, right? It will be the current circulating supply is around 723 trillion, and we'll be having 72 billion, and that will be fixed.
Correct. Next question. If EverMigrate is being released on the 23rd and we will be able to stake V2 tokens, does that mean trading will be halted on V1 on the 23rd?
Yes.
And trading, there will be no trading for 6 days. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Next question. When we are listed on exchanges, will they charge taxes, or will purchases on exchanges be immune to our standard slippage? I'll take that one. Different exchanges operate differently. Some of them are able to handle tokenomics. So, for example, they'll be able to do like the 6% fees, where 4% would go into the Kraken and then 2% goes into our project sustainability wallet. Very few exchanges have the ability to do that. Very few. The majority of them will exclude our tokenomics. Next question. Will the price on V2 be the same starting price on all blockchains? Titan, that's for you.
Yes, it will be the exact same price on all the blockchains. I mean, other than the couple of decimal points, but mostly we'll be having the same amount of US dollar worth of either BNB or ETH or Matic, along with the same number of tokens. So which means the price
Got it.
will be exactly the same.
Next question. Question for those interested in ERC. Can you buy on BSC and use Everbridge to move your RISE to reduce gas fees? That's the first question.
That is one good way. I mean, if the ETH gas, I mean, even when you are bridging from BSC to ETH, there will be gas fee. But if the gas fee is less than the gas fee on the buying the ETH rise on the ETH side, yeah, that might be better.
Got it. Next question. Hi, Waso. I'm a newbie. I bought some RISE last week. How will I be able to stake? So we're going to be announcing the staking and migration, I believe on the 23rd, we said, right, John?
No, we'll be releasing those details next week.
Oops.
So
Hope I
it's all
didn't give
good.
away. Hope I didn't give away a date.
No, you didn't. So the 23rd, guys, is when EverMigrate and EverStake will be live. At that point in time, trading on V1 will be halted, and you will be able to swap your V1 tokens for V2 tokens. We understand that, for this process to be smooth and seamless, we want to give you guys that information in advance. So we'll be releasing guides and videos on how to utilize the dApps prior to them being released. So that way you guys have all the information in your arsenal to decide what you want to do.
Yep. Next question. When will Avalanche be added as a chain? You guys want me to take this one?
Yeah.
So Avalanche is a chain that we've discussed internally, as is Kronos, as is Solana, as is Cardano, right? Right now, we're very focused on these three chains. And my response would be sometime in the coming months, I really see us adding other chains. And because our liquidity is going to be locked via Everown, we're going to have the ability to add chains and open up LPs on DEXs on other chains very easily. Next question. Any merchandise
Waso.
in the works?
I'll answer that question, and then I think we have a couple of hands up, so I want to make sure we get back.
I have like 16 more questions.
16 questions, 7 minutes, lots of hands. With regards to merchandise, it is something that we are looking at internally. We've thrown around a couple of designs. It is something that I would like to bring to you guys before the end of this year. As you know, for those of us who are in North America, it's getting cold, and who wouldn't want like an EverRise hoodie, right?
Totally. I'm wearing one now, and I'll just speak to the merch real quick. I think merch is an amazing way to market as well, because You buy an EverRise hoodie for. I went to the beach and I had like 6 made, and I wear them all the time. And I walk around and I'm essentially a walking billboard for EverRise, and that's why merch is so cool. Also, you can wear a brand that you love and you're proud to talk about. So we're definitely exploring merch. We're just trying to do everything properly at the right time. So as Jen said, we're gonna work on that a bit more and hopefully get a plan out to you guys. Have something maybe ready for the end of the year, holiday season. No better gift than an EverRise hoodie. With that said, Ezekiel, I had you I had you able to speak for a while. We had that rapid fire amount of questions, but the floor is yours now, my friend. Thank you for your patience.
You might need to unmute your mic in the bottom left-hand corner.
Ezekiel, you there, my friend?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry,
Amazing.
I'm trying to leave the place. It's a little noisy. Sorry. Yeah,
No
I actually want to ask because somehow I think I've fallen into a system where I go into projects, and most of these projects keep migrating and migrating, and somehow I have a kind of Telegram group with so many persons who are kind of bought into most of these projects that are migrating, and we are getting tired of the whole thing. Everyone is complaining what's really going on and all that. So sometimes when we see this, it has to take time for us to go back and do the migration processes and all that. And a lot of persons are really like asking, why is it that these days projects keep migrating from V1 to V2? And to me, to be honest, I do not have accurate answer to these questions, especially when they ask me in most of these groups. So I feel I don't know exactly what to say. I just want probably you guys to explain that part of it. What's the reason for the migration?
Yeah, so the reason for the migration is, our V1 contract was great when we started, but we've grown significantly since then, and there was a lot of things that we were limited to with V1. So us upgrading to V2 just allows us to do a ton of other things that we weren't able to do before. For example, staking. You know, that's just one example, but there's so many different little changes that can happen in the contract and things that actually enable us to grow significantly faster, and accommodate to, let's say, certain exchanges or different things, adjusting the tokenomics. So if you do see a project migrating their token, typically it's to upgrade and grow.
And I want to add on to that point. We mentioned this in the blog post when we announced that we'd be upgrading our protocol. The vision for EverRise, and Suresh, feel free to jump in at any time, but the thought is we want to go to multiple chains with balanced liquidity pools, and we needed to upgrade our contract to do that in a way that's seamless, to do that in a way where, EverBridge can work as we intended it, and in a way where we can bring all of our products over to these other chains. So I think that's also a massive aspect of why we're upgrading our contract. And I just want to echo something that Lasso said at the beginning of this AMA. Certik let us know that the audit of our contract and for us to get our second report took a bit longer because they haven't really seen a contract like this. This is an incredibly unique contract to EverRise. It's one that even Certik says will be difficult to fork. So our migration is something that is incredibly unique, and it's unique to EverRise, and that's something really, really special. I don't think there's a whole lot of other projects that can say that. Oftentimes, they upgrade their protocol and they change some tokenomics and they're like, oh, it's a brand new contract. But for us, this is a brand new chapter in EverRise. So that's kind of how I look at the migration and the protocol upgrade.
For me, I think I want to commend the efforts you guys are really making, coming here to kind of address a lot of issues. Because one of the major problem is that most times when projects migrate, from one to the other, sometimes they just write on Telegram and people do not understand what's going on. And most times when they migrate like this, you find out that at the end of the day, the projects we don't understand what's really going on. there again, and no one is coming to address the issue. So I think doing this option that you guys have taken will go a long way to help people. And I just pray that at the end of the day, the mission will be achieved. So thanks to everyone who is doing everything here, to promote the project. I'm really grateful.
Thank you, man.
Thank
And
you.
please keep an eye on our blog section on our website. Jen and the team regularly, post blogs there, just updating the community on what's happening. And what you said is right. Over communication is what allows, investors to remain comfortable with, the steps that are taking place. So thank you very much, man. And that's exactly what we're trying to do, is just to over communicate and make sure that everyone understands exactly what's happening.
Speaking of over communicating, just wanted to add 2 points. If you guys aren't subscribed to our email newsletter yet, I highly suggest you do that. We're going to get that started here in the coming days. We'll be dropping some hints about some of the marketing initiatives that we'll be doing prior to V2, as well as once V2 launches. And if you're not already following us on Instagram, give us a follow. And if you don't like our page on Facebook, make sure you go and like it. You're going to start seeing a lot of integration across our social platforms. So that way, wherever you are, wherever you're looking, browsing on the internet, you'll be able to see updates about Rise. So just wanted to plug that in there. I do want to point out, guys, we are at the bottom of the hour. TJ, do you want to maybe take like 2 or 3 more questions and then we'll close it out for today?
Yeah, we can go a bit over time because we spoke for a while at the beginning. So for EverRise, I see your hand's been raised since we started the AMA. Thank you for your patience. The floor is yours as soon as it connects.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Great, thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, been with you guys for a while. I love this project. Have since I got into it. But yeah, I just got a question about like if I start a project. I'm thinking about starting a project with a friend of mine, and I just have a question about EverOwn and some of the requirements.
Sure.
So have to have 100 billion tokens. Now, like, does it have to be like a specific wallet, or what are like the specifications for having 100 billion? Because like, but we have that, but is it like within a different account or?
Yeah, sure. So the 100 billion tokens has to be in the deployer wallet. Well, so I'll let you take this.
Okay.
The EverOwn. So.
Yeah. So wherever the smart contract is, most times it's in the deployer wallet. Sometimes, like a project team will hire a dev. They'll create the contract, they'll deploy it, and then they'll send it to like your wallet. So wherever the smart contract resides, that's where the 100 billion rise needs to be. And think of that as an interaction minimum holding. So when you lock your contract, you need to have 100 billion rise. When you go to start of a community vote, you need to have the 100 billion rise. When if the community vote is successful and you go and reclaim the contract after the locker opens, you need to have 100 billion rise. So that's it's like a minimum holding.
Right. Okay. So that's like the minimum requirement to be able to interact with the program.
Exactly.
Okay. And what's the BNB fee?
The BNB fee currently is 12 BNB.
12 BNB. Okay. And so let's say that we started the project. Could we just take Rise out of our wallets and okay, all right, and then put it into the smart contract or the wallet?
Yes, you would need to send Rise from your personal wallet to the wallet that's holding the smart contract.
Okay. All right, perfect. Hey, well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Just keep in mind with that anytime you transfer Rise tokens, you're going to have to pay the tax. So you might need to have a little bit extra.
Okay. And then, okay, perfect. Thank you.
For EverRise, one thing, I'm not sure when you're looking at doing this, but an optimal time and an interesting time that that you could do it is potentially while we're migrating.
Yeah.
Because you'll be able to upgrade the tokens and send them to a different wallet address without having to pay the 6% each way.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking about that. I don't know if we'll be able to do it that quickly, but maybe, and that would be great. Save a little bit of tokens.
Definitely. And then I'll add one more thing. One of the requirements to get onto Everown is an audit. So I definitely recommend having your smart contract audited. You feel free to send me a DM. I could recommend a few auditors and even share what they're, you would go directly to them, but I know what the pricing looks like, what their lead times are. And then we specify during our announcements if the developer is KYC'd or not. You can either be publicly KYC'd or you can use like a third-party KYC service where, they'll take, your passport, your name, a selfie, and they'll just let the community know that you have KYC'd yourself. So that is not a requirement. However, we do specify whether a Everown project developer is KYC'd or not.
Okay. All right. And then we'd love to use Eversale. Do you have any idea of when that could come out?
The launchpad. So I would say not for the next 90 days.
Okay.
I would say conservatively, not for the next 90 days. But Everown will most certainly be available for you, as well as EverBridge whenever you need it if you're looking to migrate to other chains. But I don't think Eversale is going to be available within your timeline, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, you guys.
No problem. Thank you, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hakusho, the floor is yours.
You might need to unmute your mic in the bottom left-hand corner.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Great. Hey, Jen, I see that you finally added the Facebook on there. I've been pushing for that one pretty hard for a while. Will that be added to the official EverRise website so we can get to the official site? I see there's some Schiller pages and everything else. I'd like to, follow the official page.
Yep, we're integrating it into everything and it'll be on the new site. We'll probably add it in the interim onto the site that currently exists, but we're turning it up. It's time.
Awesome. Or you could add a pin to the Telegram page or something. I'd add it straight from there.
Yeah, I'll be sure to post a link to all of our socials. You guys should be I'm very excited. We finally have a backlog of content that will be coming out to you guys. So definitely keep an eye out and I'll be sure to get that over to the Telegram group so you guys all have access.
Awesome. One other question. It's kind of a joke though, but not really. So when you guys going to wrap my RV truck and I'll put a little QR code on the side and advertise for you as I travel the country.
You know what? Why don't you slide on into my DMs and we'll talk.
Right on.
I'll tell you, if I was driving on the highway and I saw that roll by me, I would probably crash my car into the median.
Good thing you have a self-driving car, TJ.
Yeah, that's true. But if I didn't, I even think the self-drive would be so thrown off.
Your Tesla camera would be trying to read the QR code and just the screen would pop up.
All right, I'll get a hold of you, Jen. You guys keep doing what you do. I've been there since day one promoting it, and I ain't going nowhere. I'm ready to stay.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, take care.
Appreciate the support. Rise's Life V2, how are you?
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. It's just a quick shout out to the community and especially the Schillers on Twitter. No matter how big or small the post is, these hashtags and these posts are really doing wonders, especially in the last week or so while the chart has been going crazy. So all the big Schillers out there, keep doing it. Keep retweeting, liking, everything on Twitter, everywhere. Just keep doing it. And a big shout out to EverRise King as well. Killing it, you guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys. And yeah, again, thank you to everybody who shills. I mean, I can't stress this enough. Thank you, King. Thank you, everybody As I said, word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing that exists, hands down, no question. When someone's genuine about something and they're not being paid to post, that's when things come across organically, and it just drives the best results. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. We really appreciate it. We see you, and we wouldn't be where we are without our amazing community. So thank you again. With that said, we'll take one more question. Jen, do you want to choose?
Oh man, putting the pressure on me. There's so many. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to.
And then again, remember, guys, if your question doesn't get answered in the Spaces AMA, you can always ask on Telegram.
All right, Mr. Stark, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much for choosing me, by the way. Like, I've been trying to talk for a while. I'll be quick. I just wanted to ask and find out how the automatic buyback is going to work. Like, just briefly explain it. When we stake, how's that buyback system going to work? I just want a brief explanation.
Suresh, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so I'm not going to explain like how or like when it is triggered. That will be known once the contract is released. But the way the staking works is whenever the buyback happens, it buys the tokens from the liquidity pool and distributes the 100% of those tokens to the stakers, like whoever stakes into the pool. So the buyback is like continuous process. It can happen like every minute or every hour, and it's not like time bound. It's based on the volume based. If there is a yeah, everything is based on the volume. If we have like more volume, the buybacks will happen frequently. If we have very less volume, it will happen at distinct intervals. So
it's more like a source for liquidity for people who stake, basically.
Can you repeat it? I got cut.
It's more like a liquidity source for people who stake, basically. Like, so if I stake, that's going to be my source of liquidity, the volume of that day, really, basically.
Yeah, for the people who are staking, the rewards they get is from the liquidity pool directly. It's not from. We don't have any tokens outside where we actually reward them. Everything, all the rewards come from the liquidity itself.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you. And Jenna, thanks for picking me again, Jenna.
Hey, Jen and TJ, what do you guys think of maybe as we wrap this up? I'll just answer a bunch of these DM questions. We could do like a little rapid fire response before we close it out. What do we think?
Perfect. Before you do that, I just want to say one thing before I forget. So I'm probably getting around 20 DMs a day asking if there's a pre-sale for V2. There is no pre-sale for V2. The pre-sale is buying on V1. Do not fall for any messages you get saying the Rise V2 private pre-sale on the ETH side or on the Poly side or on the BSC side. There is no official pre-sale. The way to get into V2 is have V1 tokens and migrate them. That's the only way. And if you see anything on social media, you get messages from anyone, try and shut it down and spread awareness, because the last thing we want to see is people lose their money to scammers. So V1 is the pre-sale for V2.
All right. And let's go into these DMs real quick. What do I have to do to move from V1 to V2? Communication will come out on that on our blog shortly. All the information will be there. Just know that it's going to be within the coming weeks. Next question. Titan, will the code be verified on BSC and Etherscan?
Yes, it will be verified.
Next question. Will the price of all the blockchains starting be the same?
Yes.
I think we said yes to that. This question was the same about Avalanche. We said that Avalanche will follow in time. Again, everyone, the goal is to take all of our products and services to as many chains as we can to protect communities there. So can you briefly explain how projects can join the EverRise ecosystem? So currently EverRise has EverOwn, which is a smart contract locker. Any project on BSC, ETH, or Polygon will be able to lock their smart contract in EverOwn. Those projects will also be able to use our bridging service to go from one mainnet to the other. Eventually, we will be launching EverSale, which is a pre-sale launch pad, which will be accompanied with EverLock, which is a initial liquidity locker. So when you participate in a pre-sale, you will know exactly how much is going to go into the liquidity of that project. We'll also be rolling out a wallet, a more secure, decentralized wallet, which has an additional layer of security on top of your MetaMask or Trust Wallet currently. We are also rolling out EverStake, which is a proprietary staking dApp for EverRise, as well as EverMigrate, which is a product that will be made available to any and all projects that are looking to move from one contract to the other. Next question. I've got a question concerning staking. Everyone owning Rise can get reflections on buys and sells. What happens if we stake Rise? Do we keep getting reflections? So our V1 contract is a reflection contract. Our V2 contract is a staking contract. So the only way to earn more Rise than you are holding is to stake your Rise. And anytime the Kraken buys, those Rise tokens will be sent to the staking pool and distributed among all of the stakers. Everyone will have the option to stake between 1 month to 12 months. And you get to choose. You could pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 12. Next question is, please get merch. Please get merchandise soon. I want some Rise merch. That was like a funny one.
Well, so let me just add quickly to that staking question that you had about 1 month to 12 months. Obviously, the longer you stake, the higher the rewards. So if you stake 12 months, you're getting 12 times the rewards as if you were to stake for 1 month.
Exactly. And this is the last question. Hi, Waso. I strongly believe that staking longer up to the maximum staking time is more beneficial to the project. Any marketing plan to encourage our holders to stake to the maximum amount of time other than the multiplier of reflection we get with respect to the number of months we stake? So we'll continue to issue communications, and maybe like I know if you take a look at our blog currently, and I really recommend for everyone here, please go on everrise.com and click blog. There's a lot of really good information there, but we will continue to inform the community on the benefits of longer term staking. Like TJ said, if I stake 1,000 Rise, you stake 1,000 Rise, I'm in for 1 month stake, you're in for 5 months stake. You're going to get 5 times more rewards than me. So for those who are interested in staking, you don't have to stake your entire wallet. You can break up the staking however you'd like. You also can stake multiple months. So I could stake, let's say, 10% of my tokens for a month, 50% of my tokens for 12 months. I can keep the rest in my wallet. You have flexibility to stake however much you want for however long you want between 1 to 12 months. And I believe that is the one more. We want to hear something definite about exchanges. Will the exchange deal be final on the launch day? As I said earlier, guys, things are going to happen timely. I said on previous AMAs, it was a goal to have an exchange on day 1 when we launch. At this moment, I'm kind of feeling that it's better that we have an exchange follow, shortly after our launch. There's many things we're considering, as I stated earlier. I got another one that says, please, last question above. Will Everbridge be live the 23rd of November to stake on ETH and Matic?
Yes, it will be live on 20th. I mean, it's currently live, but we'll be making some enhancements to it, and it will be live we're not closing it down.
Okay. All right, guys, that's all the questions that I have. I definitely want to say thank you very much for everyone who joined. Please, stay close to the team. We're going to continue to provide updates regularly. And then Jen, TJ, Titan, feel free to say your goodbyes.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll chat soon.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I mean, you guys know where to find us. After Spaces, we're in Telegram. We have a community of amazing people and amazing mods who are always around to answer your questions if we're not in the core chat, in the community chat at the given moment. But we're always here for you. We're transparent as anything in the world, as you know, and we look forward to our space next week. And with that said, Titan, if you have any closing words.
Yeah, nothing. Thank you so much. Thank you to the entire community. Like they're the backbone for this project right now. Like literally, I can feel how they were actually feeling for the last 5 months. I'm so happy that they stood with us. I mean, like, thank you so much.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning, guys. So we look forward to being with you for many years to come. With that said, we'll close it out here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on Telegram and anywhere else that you can find us. Take care, guys.
See you next week. Bye-bye.